Hello, Parkline lovers, and everyone else. Welcome back to Parkline Weekly, the park pod with perks. That's not Percocets, that's perks.
Each week, we break down the biggest, latest, and most interesting theme park news from across North America, and sometimes beyond, from Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and everything in between.
Everything in between. And we've got a packed week again. Construction updates, new attractions, some wild animal news, and even a story that's a little intense.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to want to stay tuned for that one.
Okay.
Well, let's ride right in, maybe.
We're kicking things off this week at Universal, and there is a lot happening right now.
Starting in Orlando, over at Universal Islands of Adventure, the Hogwarts Castle in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade is officially under refurbishment.
That's right. So if you're visiting soon, just know scaffolding is covering a big portion of the castle right now. It might not be pretty, but it shouldn't impact any of the rides.
Definitely a bummer, though, if you're going to see the castle.
Yeah, you're not going to get to see it, guys.
No. Universal hasn't shared specifics, but this looks like a standard refresh. Paint, detailing, and general upkeep.
Important note, though, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is still open, so it's really just an aesthetic disruption. We hope.
We really hope.
Just hope.
And over at Universal CityWalk, the Epic Universe Preview Center will officially close on April 13th, 2026, as the Universal Legacy Store returns.
At Epic Universe, Yoshi's Adventure is set for a brief refurbishment from April 21st through April 23rd, 2026.
Now, let's head over to Universal Studios Hollywood because testing is ramping up big time for the new Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift Coaster.
I'm so excited for this. It's super exciting, guys. There are going to be full 4-car trains, and they're being tested on the entire 4,100-foot track, including those high-speed sections over the Starway escalators.
And now we've officially got all 4 of our hero cars confirmed. And it's a lineup fans are going to love. We're talking Dom's 1970 Dodge Charger, Han's 1997 Mazda RX-7, Brian's 2002 Nissan Skyline GTR, and of course, the iconic 1994 orange Toyota Supra.
Universal is still targeting a summer 2026 opening, so we're getting close. And oh my god, I can't wait.
I'm so excited for this one.
Yes. And speaking of Fast and Furious, the Orlando version at Universal Studios Florida is officially confirmed for 2027, which will be taking over the Rip Ride Rocket Coaster location.
But this one is going to be quite different. It'll feature a massive 170-foot vertical spike, which will tower over CityWalk.
Say what?
Pretty cool stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be completely changing the skyline out there, and that sounds Fast and Furious for sure.
Absolutely. It's also worth noting, Universal parks across the board are leaning heavily into ride refurbishments and capacity upgrades right now.
Yeah, it's very much a polish and prepare phase as they gear up for the next wave of major expansions. I truly love when theme parks take the time and consideration to keep the parks looking fresh and new.
They do a good job of that, and we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, there's nothing worse than a rundown theme park. So.
Definitely.
Good stuff.
All right, let's head over to Disney, starting in Florida, where there's a mix of cute, exciting, and future-forward news this week.
Did you say cute?
Definitely cute.
First up, over at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, get ready for some serious cuteness. 3 red river hog piglets were just born.
And beyond being adorable, this is part of Disney's conservation work, which they have been doing for decades, both behind the scenes and out in the wild. Through the Disney Conservation Fund, they support wildlife and habitats all over the world.
And honestly, baby animals might be the best kind of park update. So maybe Disney is slow with their timelines, but they excel at their conservation efforts and support for the animals.
We'll call it an even trade.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Next at Walt Disney World, Disney is rolling out its Cool Kids Summer offerings.
Are you a cool kid?
Maybe. Debatable.
This is part of a bigger push toward limited time entertainment, especially for families.
There's actually a lot included here, too. Everything from pop-up character meet and greets, sometimes even rare ones, to dance parties and interactive shows. They're also adding in resort activities like pool games and crafts, and possibly even extending some of their evening entertainment.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Disney is clearly trying to make the resort themselves more of a destination, not just a pit stop park stop.
Definitely. Lots to do over there.
Always. And over on the West Coast, Disneyland is bringing back Star Wars Nite in 2026.
The After Hours event is happening from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on select nights, April 28th and 30th, and May 4th and 6th.
Guests can get access to themed entertainment you won't see during the regular park hours, like rare Star Wars character meet and greets, special photo ops, and unique stage shows.
Definitely a huge thing for big Star Wars fans.
Yeah, good thing they did May the 4th. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. The event features a unique expanded timeline in Galaxy's Edge, allowing guests to encounter characters from across all Star Wars eras. Additionally, themed food and merchandise drops just for the event.
And May the 4th is going to be big this year, with a heavy focus on the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Plus a themed mission for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, which is a pretty cool way to refresh that ride experience.
Yes, it is.
Moving on from Star Wars, a free walking Olaf animatronic is headed to Disneyland Resort in the late summer of 2026.
Oh, Olaf. This already debuted at Disneyland Paris, and people loved it. Let's just hope it doesn't have another meltdown like the French Olaf.
Yeah, it was kind of a sad, funny thing. And it's not stopping there. Disney plans to bring versions of this to their cruise line as well.
And finally, big future news. Monstropolis is reportedly coming to Disney's Hollywood studios around 2027 or 2028. So if you were disappointed about the permanent closure of Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue attraction at Disney California Adventure, have no fear. The monsters are still here.
Thank goodness.
Woo!
And the headline feature, a large suspended coaster, which would be a huge addition for that park.
Unlike traditional coasters that sit on top of the track, this ride hangs below it. So it's designed to be perfectly mimicking that door vault chase scene from the original film.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, exciting.
The track will allow ride vehicles to swing, dip, and zip through a massive warehouse of hanging doors. It'll also feature linear synchronous motor, or LSM, launches to create sudden bursts of speed, simulating the unpredictable motion of the factory's conveyor system.
It will be just like living in Monstropolis, and I can't wait. Hollywood Studios is quietly becoming one of the most thrill-heavy parks at Disney, which is certainly a change from the past.
Yeah, I'm all for it, though. It seems like cool stuff to come in.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a must-to-do on the stop now.
Yes, we gotta make it over whenever they decide to finish that.
Yeah, whenever it's finished. Okay, folks, let's talk about the rest of the industry, and there's one story this week that's getting a lot of attention.
And it's not good attention, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
On April 4th at Zoo America, which is part of the Hershey Park complex, a toddler was injured after getting too close to a wolf enclosure.
Reports say the child slipped through a small opening in the perimeter fence and approached the enclosure.
And after putting their hand through the fencing, a wolf grabbed onto it.
Ouch.
Yeah, poor kid.
Oof. It's a scary situation and definitely raises questions about enclosure design and supervision. The child did suffer minor injuries, but he's okay.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
On a broader level, parks across North America like Cedar Point and Six Flags Magic Mountain are continuing to emphasize safety updates and guest flow improvements heading into the summer.
It's going to be a good year, theme parks.
Yes, gotta make it out there this summer.
I can feel it.
Let's take our final voyage with the cruise line news, because the industry is basically becoming an extension of theme parks.
Really is.
One and the same.
First up, Disney Cruise Line continues expanding its entertainment offerings,
including future plans to bring that free walking Olaf animatronic on board, which is a perfect fit. Across the industry, cruise lines like Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise Lines are continuing to invest in onboard attractions, which is always a good thing.
Always. We're talking water coasters, immersive dining, and more theme park style experiences at sea. Booking demand is also staying strong into 2026.
Yeah, families cruising is still booming, and especially with shorter itineraries and private island experiences.
Private island?
The good kind.
Okay.
And sustainability continues to be a big focus industry-wide.
More ships are being designed with cleaner fuel tech and energy efficiency in mind.
And finally, competition is heating up between cruise lines and traditional theme park vacations because they're so similar.
They are. It's becoming a real either-or decision for families. And when cruise ships essentially are floating theme parks that can also bring you to multiple destinations, well, that seems like the best of both worlds to me.
As Hannah Montana would say,
you get the best of both worlds.
Okay, you didn't come to hear us sing, so we'll move on.
Yeah, not good singers, it's okay. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Parkline Weekly.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and share it with your fellow theme park fans.
That's right. We also do weekly polls on our Instagram, so please be sure to check it out, and we will have more news for you next week. There was updates on everything happening across the parks and beyond, to infinity and beyond.
Yes.
And don't forget, you can also check out our website linked here to get some merch from the Parkline podcast.
Until then,
see you in the parks.
And thanks for watching
Parkline Weekly, a park pod with perks.